let me share with you a tricky question which tests your analytical skills. How many triangles do you see in the picture? And you have triangle presented with smaller triangles inside. And you have a picture presented on the left, as well as 4 possible choices. Choice A, 9. Choice B, 13. Choice C, 17. And choice D, 15. Do you think you know the answer? Now might be a good time to pause this video to see if you can come up with the solution on your own. Did you come up with the solution? Let's continue to see how we can solve this challenge together. Let me walk you through the process of counting triangles. First, we include the largest outside triangle. Second, we include smaller triangles. Because large triangle was divided into 4, we include smaller triangles, which are displayed here as 2 and then 3. Then we include each one of the very small triangles, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 8, 9, 10, and 11. And as a last step, we include remaining smaller triangles that have not been counted in the first place, 12 and then 13. So the correct answer is 1 plus 4 plus 2 by 4, which is equal 13. So the correct choice here is choice B, 13. And the key to answer this question is to make sure you did not miss any of the triangles shown in the picture. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar questions in the test. Some of you might find this question tricky, but regardless of whether you can solve it or not on your own, you will be excited to learn the solution to this real-life assessment test question. Here's the question. Determine the missing part. And you're presented with the 3 by 3 square, which has arrows pointing in different directions. In the middle of the square, you have the X sign, and one of the squares is missing the arrow. And you have 4 different choices. Choice A, arrow pointing in the bottom left corner. Choice B, arrow pointing in the bottom right corner. Choice C, arrow pointing left. And choice D, arrow pointing in the upper right corner. Do you think you know the answer? Now might be a good time to pause this video to see if you can come up with the solution on your own. So did you determine the missing part? Let's continue to see if we can solve this challenge and get to the correct solution together. As usual, to determine the next item in the sequence, we have to look for the patterns. And as you can see, both rows and columns have a sequence. So if you look at the bottom row, you see that the arrow points in the bottom right corner, then in the upper right corner, then in the upper left corner. So that is the sequence. It rotates counterclockwise. You see that the arrow goes from pointing to the upper left corner, then to the upper right corner, and then to the bottom right corner. You see that the arrow pointing rotates clockwise. And the missing piece in the middle is designed to confuse you. This is the missing piece. It would help you if there would be an actual arrow, but it does not exist. So what you see here is that this middle piece was put in place to confuse you and to show that there is no sequence in the middle row. So the sequence for the missing part would have to be reestablished from the right column. So we have arrow in the upper right box pointing to the upper left corner. The next one would be pointing to the bottom left corner. And then the following one would be pointing to the bottom right corner. You see that this particular arrow in its sequence moves counterclockwise as well. Let's recap. Notice that all arrows follow the sequence. Both rows and columns have sequences, something to look for, and each arrow points to the corners and is rotating either counterclockwise or clockwise. So the missing part involves finding the arrow that matches the pattern. The correct choice here is choice A, arrow pointing in the bottom left corner. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer these types of questions in the test. Let's review the question, which tests your verbal reasoning skills. Choose the missing letters from below to form a word using all letters presented. And you have a 3 by 3 box, which has 3 letters missing. What you need to do, you need to try to form a word, and to form it, populate these 3 missing letters from 4 choices presented. Choice A, ARN. Choice B, RDN. Choice C, IAM. And choice D, HOW. Do you think you know the answer? Now might be a good time to pause this video to see if you can come up with the solution on your own. Did you figure out the solution? Let's continue to see how we can solve this challenge and get to the correct solution together. So what we know, based on the instruction in the question, is that the word has 9 letters. Typically, letters in the sequence flow to form a word in these types of questions. So in this particular question, you need to start in the upper left corner and then flow from left to right, then from top to bottom, from right to left, and again into the middle row. And once you do that, you will see that the word president can be formed. So the missing letters are R, D, N, and the correct choice here is choice B, R, D, N. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar questions in the test. Here's an interesting question from the real test. I have confidence that you might figure out the answer. Here's the question. Choose which of the following comes next in the sequence. And you're presented with the sequence of objects. Take a close look at the sequence and try to determine which one of the choices A, B, C, or D comes next in the sequence. Now might be a good time to pause this video to see if you can come up with the solution on your own. Did you figure out the answer? Let's continue to see how we can solve this challenge and get to the solution together. When we look at the original items presented in the sequence, you see that the green circle presented in every box. Another pattern that we see here is that items are added incrementally. For example, first square contains 2 objects, one of which is green circle. Second square contains green circle and triangle and square. In the third box, you see that all original items are present and we have an additional yellow diamond. So we can assume safely that the item that we will pick should have a green circle in the bottom left corner, and it should have 5 items, and it should contain all original items present in the first 3 squares. This leads us to the correct answer in the choice B. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to look for the patterns in the test. But in case you need more questions like this, please make sure to check out my ebook in the description section of this video. Here's the tricky question from the real test, but somehow I have a feeling that you might be able to come up with the answer. What comes next in this sequence? And you have sequence of items, do, mi, so, and then the missing item. And you have 4 choices to pick from. Choice A, RE, choice B, FA, choice C, LA, and choice D, TI. Do you think you know the answer? Now might be a good time to pause this video to see if you can come up with the answer on your own. Did you figure out the solution? Let's continue to see how we can solve this challenge together. As you might have figured out, the items represent music sequence. And the music sequence is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. If we look at the sequence, we notice that some of the items might be missing. And you see that the re, fa, and la are skipped. So the next item in the sequence will be ti. So the correct answer here is choice D, T. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer these types of questions in the test. And here's the question you can try to solve on your own. Please make sure to post your answer in the comment section of this video and I'll give you my feedback. Which of the following completes the missing part of the box? You're presented with 2x2 box on the left. Each section of the box contains different set of figures of different colors. And one box in the bottom right corner has a question mark. This is the box that you need to figure out. You have 4 different choices. All seem to be valid answers. Feel free to pause this video and try to solve this challenge on your own. Just remember, always look for patterns. And if you have figured out the answer, feel free to post the answer and your rationale in the comment section of this video so I can give you my feedback. I'm also planning to post a detailed answer to this question in my future videos. So make sure to subscribe and review my latest videos on the topic, where I'm planning to post the answer to this particular question. Thanks for participating, and good luck. Thanks for watching. I encourage you to check out our daily question challenge in the community section of this channel. I also recommend that you check downloads in the description section of this video. Please also check out resources page on our website, howtoanalyzedata.net/resources. If you like the content, please give this video a big thumbs up. This tells us that you need more content like this. I would encourage you to share this video with other people that might be looking for the job. This will help them to get prepared and pass assessment test faster. Please consider subscribing and following this channel. We have a community of great people helping each other to get ready and pass the test. Please leave questions, comments, or suggestions in the comment section of this video. And all the best on your interview and assessment test. Thanks for watching.